Good morning, at least for those of you who are in the same time zone as me. It is morning here, 4 minutes late, but I was 10 minutes early when I sat down and got this all set up, and I thought, oh, I have time to answer an email that I needed to answer. I am setting up a trip in 2 weeks or a week and a half. It's on a Tuesday to an alpaca farm. They're going to be shearing, and I am looking forward to that. It's quite a distance from me, unfortunately, so that means I need to spend the night one place, and so hubby and I are going to go to a place that we've been wanting to check out and spend the night there, and then drive on up. They are going to shear in the morning and hopefully be done by noon. The main reason I'm going is because she has Surrey. Surrey is really harder to find than the regular Wakaya. I have a lot of Wakaya, but I wanted to get some Surrey. So I'm real excited about it. We'll see if it works out for me. It's a lot of driving for me. It's going to be a lot of walking. So, I'll just have to take it easy and do what I can do and hopefully have a really good time with it. You're going to hear the little alert thing in the background. I have my iPad open. I'm going to knit today. I am knitting for the Shaving to Save 'em Passport. Their passport allows you to choose whether you use fiber or yarn. And of course you have to find the yarn that is breed specific. Well, in the case of Black Welsh Mountain, the lady that I've known for years and years that raises Black Welsh Mountain has some of her fiber mill spun into yarn, and it's lace weight. Now she has other weights too, I believe, but I bought the lace weight because of the pattern I wanted to make, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. So I'll talk more about that. But you get to choose whether you want to use fiber and then make yarn or felt it or do something as a fiber artist with it, or purchase yarn. It just has to be breed specific. I'm kind of glad they changed the expiration date, that it's not this December, although this is pretty fast knit if I focus on it. It's a repeat of 9 rows. You repeat it twice. You do that 8 times, and then you have basically from here to your waistline front block. The back has no neck shaping, but the front has a little bit of, like this, a little bit of a neck shaping. It's just a cap sleeve. It's very, very basic, and the reason I chose the pattern is because Black Welsh Mountain is not next to Skin Soft. I will always have to wear something under it if I'm going to wear something made of Black Welsh Mountain. I can tolerate mittens, and I have a pair of mittens that I do wear in extremely cold weather, like when I have to go out and brush the ice and snow off the car. Right? They're great. But this I knew, since I wanted to make something that I would wear, and I knew I'd have to have something underneath it, I chose a lace pattern so that it shows off, because I have something underneath it, right? And also it's loose and boxy, so it's not going to be rubbing on anything, especially if I wear long sleeves. So I'm hoping that helps a little bit with the itch factor. I love the yarn. It has been really fun to knit with. I am a little interested to find that the mill spun does have thicker and thinner areas, not major, right? Not big lumps, right? But Black Welsh Mountain can be very, very short. And I believe that the mill, when it spun it, was running into that just like we do when we do hand spun. And of course, when they're running it on a mill, they're not going to be able to pick out the little short bits like we do when we spin our hand spun yarn. So It's not been bad. It's not showing at all in the pattern that I'm working. And the skein was 500 yards, and it took, a little over 500 yards just to do the back. So I am hoping I'm going to be playing Yarn Chicken at the end. I did do a nice 4-inch square swatch that I have a little bit of yarn for that, and that might be what I undo and do my seaming with, right? Because I think I may get down to the last little bit. Worst comes to worst, I can always buy a smaller skein from her. That she does package it in a smaller skein. And since I have lots and lots of time now with the deadline for the Shaving to Save 'em, that might be what I end up doing. So I'm sure there's other stuff that I'll be talking about, but I am going to go ahead and start knitting. I hope this shows. What I did was, back here is the piece that I've made, not the whole thing. There's lots more hanging down over the side there. But I kind of did this so that you could see the fact that it's lacy. It's very hard to show the actual pattern because it is so black. It is so dark. This needs blocked. I just took it off the needles last night. I just cast off. And so I haven't done any blocking yet. I am hoping to get another inch in length when I block it. It's fine width-wise. It's actually, I probably could have gone down one size, but it's fine width-wise. But I really want to pull and try to get just a little more distance this way so it doesn't hit right at my waistline. I'd like it, an inch or so below the waistline. And I followed the pattern exactly right. I can tell holding it up to me, it hits right at the neck and right at the waist. So I think with blocking, it's going to be exactly what I want. Alright, so I said it's a 9-row pattern, and I have 159 stitches in a row. So I will try and let's see if I can move this just a little bit this way so I have my knees. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, morning, morning. How are you? So first row is a standard yarn over, knit 2 together row. The only thing I really knit on the stream was that garter stitch rug. I didn't have to think about a pattern at all. So I may be quite focused, distracted, whatever. By the way, before I forget, this is what the 500 yards looks like in a ball. See? There's a little bit of vegetable matter there. But that's what the yarn looks like. And as I said, this is Mill Spun. It's Black Wash Mountain. It is black as can be. I love it. I love the black. I'm on a black kick. I even bought that black and white Shetland fleece at the Fiber Fair. And my stitches are still a little bit tight on the needle. That's why I've been going slow. I am knitting with bamboo needles, which I adore. These they've got a good sharp point for going up, under the stitches, but they slide so nice. And it's a circular. Even though I'm going back and forth, I'm not working in a circle. You see I have multiple stitch markers here. That's a 12 stitch pattern repeat. Every row has a 12 stitch pattern repeat. So I just marked it off, and I'll tell you what was neat. After I cast this off, which had 150, I said 159, is that right? 158 stitches. After I cast this off, I had all these markers laying out. I didn't even count the stitches. I did what I knew was the exact same setup that I had with this, with the markers, and cast on 12 between there. It was so easy. It was wonderful. Kay's doing laundry. Oh, you're working today. Okay. Yeah, it's really, thank you. It's really, really hard to show on the stream. You know, the camera just doesn't pick up the lace, and as I said, it's not blocked yet. It'll show better once I block it. The pattern name is Smoke. I probably should put that up. I used to have, I wonder if I have a pattern command still. I used to have a pattern command. Let me see. First of all, I gotta go find it. It is on Ravelry. And where is it? Should be work in progress. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I don't have this in Ravelry yet. For Pete's sakes. Okay. I'll have to fix that. I didn't realize that. I don't know if I remember when I started it. That would have been nice to remember. There it is. That's because I use Knit Companion. There we go. Unfortunately, that's going to go away. As we go on, because I've got Pretzel doing their thing. I have the door open today. I don't know if Newman will figure it out or not. He has been sleeping upstairs, but I swear he can hear me talk. He does when I sit in my chair in the living room and call my mom every day. He comes downstairs and sits in my lap when I'm talking to my mom, because I'm talking and I think he thinks I'm talking to him. I like it. I think it's really, really pretty. It's sort of a accent piece, right? Accessory. Wear over something. Look nice with black slacks. Maybe a white or tan underneath the vest. But since this is the first, these are really tight on here from the cast on, so kind of going slow. It's an interesting pattern. It makes a bubble. It has lace, but it makes this bubble right here. I can't see it. There's a circle bubble right there that pops up. So it's more it's got texture and lace. It's pretty cool. This is going to count towards, it's a twofer. It's going to count towards SESE, and it's going to count towards the stash down. Because this was in progress when the stash down started. This is the back. The back was in progress. I have yet to post any finish project for Stash Down. My first one should get done tomorrow. It will be that Jacob yarn that I've been spinning. I need to ply it tomorrow. It's ready to ply. So that should be my first one. You know, I think I haven't even claimed which I'm going to go in. I think I'm just going to put myself in the 15K because I don't know. What I was going to say is one of my goals for Turtle Fleece is to spin a sweater amount of yarn. And that's at least 2,000, but you get to count applying too, so it's would be 5,000 right there because of each single and plying. If I really I should easily get that. I have 3 pounds of the CVM that I'm going to make bats out of and spin the bats for. Hopefully a worsted weight yarn. 2-ply. I looked at a whole bunch of sweater patterns yesterday. I have tons of them on Ravelry. And I was looking at them, trying to decide on a pattern. But that also gave me a pretty good indication of the amount of yardage I would need. I have always heard a pound of fleece for a sweater, but you know, I'm a little larger than the average person, so it might be more than that. And it was kind of serendipitous that I ended up with the 3 pounds because 2 pounds of it I bought a long time ago. It's been in my stash a long time. It's washed, but I just never have spun it. And I don't card until I'm about ready to spin because you card it and store those bats, they just go flat anyway. So, and they take up a lot of room. So I always wait, store the fleece and card it when I'm ready. Well, I had to do CVM for the Shave 'em Save 'em, and I had to have the breeder that would give me the sticker, right? I had to buy more, so I bought another pound from that breeder. So I ended up with 3 pounds. Oh, it is so soft. And I'll tell you, after I get a sweater out of it, I am going to knit just a ton of hats because they are. It's a perfect fleece for hats. have a lot left. You can tell I'm blue sky in here, but if I have a lot left, I might make my husband a sweater. He never liked the sweater I made him. I made him a fisherman knit out of the commercial wool. You know, just plain Aran that you buy. He doesn't like it. I end up wearing it in the wintertime because I don't mind the wool. Okay, putting yarn overs right beside stitch markers never wants to go on the right side there. There's the other thing that's unusual about this pattern is there's not a distinctive right or wrong side. There are, as I said, there are 9 rows for the pattern repeat, and in 2 of the rows, or 3 of the rows, you do purl stitches, you know, all the sides. So it's not like you're doing stockinette stitch. I did long tail cast on. First time I tried it, I only had half the number of stitches I needed. So, you know, I yanked out a whole bunch more yarn and tried it again. And, oops, I just took those off my needle. I'll show you. I ended up with 1 inch left. That's what I ended up left with my long tail cast on. In fact, the last stitch I had to do a increased stitch. I was 1 stitch short. At least I'm not grabbing the, you know, to knit with. I'm grabbing the wrong end. It's real easy to tell which is right and wrong. Alright, so this is a purl row. The first stitch of each side of the row is a knit stitch. Alright. Let me tell you, it's really a problem when you drop a stitch. And I tend to drop the yarn overs. That's why I knit with my finger clamped right here. So, I mean, it just, I know a lot of people knit differently, but that's how I keep the stitches from coming off my needle. There's a thick area. See, that's a join actually, I think. Without a knot. I mean, it's obvious when you look at it on the row that you're doing, but by the time you're done knitting several rows above it, you can't tell. I think that's probably the advantage of black. Alright, I thought I was in the mood for this kind of music, but I'm not. We're going to tone it down a little bit. You're digging through the rest of of that designer's patterns. Oh, that's cool. I haven't actually done that. I'll have to do that. I have so many in my Ravelry. And yesterday, when I was going through looking for sweaters, of course, I do bundles, and so I was looking through all the bundles, and I was like finding all this stuff that I had saved because I really want to make it, right? Oh, I want to make that. I want to make that. I don't use the queue very much at all. It's a good thing to have if you really use it to prioritize your, you know, which ones to do. What I really would like to do is take everything out of that queue and use it just for like picking the next 10 projects. Then it's not so overwhelming. But I don't know, that takes a lot of time. I don't know if it's worth it. There's tons of Christmas stuff I want to make. There's lots of little things, right? Use up yarn. Ravelry's been it's been great. I know that a lot of people can't get on it now. It doesn't bother me, but I understand that it bothers people. So, but I really, to have that type of organization and consolidation of knitting and crocheting and that sort of thing, I can take my knitting books, put the pattern in there that I'm interested, then I don't forget. I don't have to go through the books again, and I found one sweater that was in one of my books that I was considering. I really like it for that too. I thought about knitting on the rug. I probably will alternate the projects so that it looks like there's progress, right, between... Because I'm going to knit every Thursday. Oh, no, it's going to be Fridays now. Friday mornings. Starting next week, I have to go to Wednesday and Fridays. So it'll be Fridays. I'll be knitting. It will seem real strange not to stream on Tuesday and Thursday, but there's so much that happens on Tuesday and Thursday that is, one of them is the water aquatic class. But, I just finally had to admit that it would be better if I picked different days. The alpaca shearing that I'm talking about going to is on a Tuesday. It just seems like they're busier days. After this row, I'm going to sip some coffee. I actually brought coffee with me this morning. I am not usually a morning knitter. That is one of the problems. is I think I may switch to the evening stream and knit on the evening stream. I find my hands are happier if I knit in the afternoon or evening and not first thing in the morning. I am knitting the rug on... Oh Lord, I don't remember if they're 10s or 13s. But I saw a sweater that I really like, and it was for bulky yarn, and it was knit on size 10s, and I'm thinking, I don't want to do that again. I need something that's on more like a 6 or 7 or something like that. So that helps me decide some on the pattern, and also the fact that I want to spin around 9 wraps per inch. Spin the yarn. Am I staying on camera? I think I am. I tend to drift towards my lap, but yeah, I'm on camera.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Was that an ad? I don't think so. Alright, row 2. Okay, time to move my legs. Time to get some coffee. I'll tell you what, this has been the gloomiest week ever. And lots of rain. I have been out on my porch in the mornings, and I'm picking that washed CVM open so that I can put it in the drum carter, right? And all right. So I'm outside a little bit in the mornings, but then I'm not outside much. Row 3 is a knit row. Zoom, zoom. I also like the way this makes a scallop at the bottom, and you can see that if you look at the pattern. Uh-oh. You know what? Yeah, I did. I twisted this. Whew, I almost got a Mobius there. Or a twist in there. I'm glad I caught that. Oh, I remember when I started I was at my mom's. That'll be easy to figure out. That was first part of March before my surgery.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Why is that? Huh. Wonder why that's talking. Kay says she has a cone of yellow fingering weight, maybe. Ooh. But if there's leftovers, this or something similar would be nice over some of my thinner t-shirts. Yeah. I mean, it needs a nice lace weight yarn and summer colors. Wouldn't that be pretty? That'd be really pretty. I think it's a pattern I may make again. Maybe not with hand spun or, wool. Like it might be hand spun, like a bamboo or something like that. Cotton, I don't know, but my spinning of cotton would be a learning experience, and I would have to spin it on the Nano, I think. But I have a great big 8-ounce braid. I just don't think I would get the 1,000 yards out of it that I would need. It also would work really good with alpaca. It would be warmer, be very warm, so it'd be a winter one. But the natural alpaca colors, some of those colors are really pretty. I'm always looking for projects for alpaca because I have a lot of the Wakaya. I don't have much Surrey, and that's the reason I'm talking about going to the shearing. She raises Surreys, and I have worked with Surrey, but I haven't had a chance to get much of it. When I got the Surrey years and years and years ago, I had to have it shipped from Australia. So I'm I'm looking forward to adding some Surrey to my alpaca supply. And Surrey can be spun lace weight. You have to comb it and get top, but once you get top, you can get gorgeous lace weight out of Surrey. It doesn't have quite the fuzziness that Wakaya has. Hubby's gonna be watching the clock. We're going on errands after we get done. I get done here, and he's ready to go. um, he is working on building a bookcase for me, and I'm very anxious for him to get it done. It is up in my craft room. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay. Never have enough bookcases. Boy, amen to that. I would be embarrassed to admit how many I have. Can never have too many books. I just ordered a book.
Satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
All right. Why are they announcing? Are they playing the same song over and over? Let me check what Pretzel's doing here. I wonder if this is a new thing they're doing for the DMA, you know, with the announcing it. Huh. That's the way, oh, there's another music. I can't think of the name of it right now. There's another music thing that they always announce before. Anyway, the book I ordered, okay, so it has a little bit of a backstory. I have been reading Upstairs at the White House, which is about the head usher in the White House and how he is his main job is doing whatever the first ladies want, right? So the whole book has been all the different first ladies, starting with Truman, Mrs. Truman, and then Mamie Eisenhower, and all those years that he worked. He's, I don't know, retired for sure, and definitely maybe passed on, but the book is good. And that just got me all interested in the First Lady. Well, you get recommendations on what, when you're reading and you open up Kindle, and they say, you might like this, and one of them is called the Smithsonian's Collection of the First Ladies. And so it's like their clothes, right? And I tried to borrow it. I looked everywhere I could think of to try and borrow it. And I probably could have done interlibrary, but I thought, well, I'm just going to see. And I found it used on Amazon with shipping for $5.50. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to buy it. I can take it to half price if I don't want to keep it. So I'm looking forward to having that come. Yeah, I think hopefully they have. I don't know what kind of writing they'll have, like, what their taste was, but right now I'm in the Eisenhower years in the other book, and it's cracking me up. She was all about pink and green. I mean, every room that she was involved in, right, or staying in, was pink and green. And it is kind of interesting to read about the first ladies um, Mrs. Truman was hugely involved in um, actual do good deeds. I mean, working for all sorts of different, towards all sorts of different goals. Mamie Eisenhower's was all about the entertaining, and treated the White House as, her home, and she was a huge person to entertain. It's really different to read about the different first ladies. Of course, these are, pre my birth, or just getting into the years I was born, the year I was born. So, you know, that's another reason it's interesting. I don't have personal experience with them. We're going to have to get up to I don't know. you know, I'm familiar with them, but it's I don't know how far the book goes actually.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Now we're going to try another one here. Same station, but I'm going on to a different. Look at, see that? They already played that. They are playing the same song over and over and over. Okay. What is going on with this? With Pretzel? Why are you doing this, Pretzel? Oh, I didn't want to play this channel. This channel is the one that got two of my streams muted. They muted it because one of the groups used Fair Elise. And I know, I don't know why. I guess they just picked the name. They just saw the name and said no. Alright, I'm done bouncing around. Hopefully. So the first 4 rows of this pattern is just knits and purls in the row with one lace row, and then the next 5 have this a lot of the lace work that makes this bubble by purling 3 together, and another row is slip 1, knit 2 together, slide, pass the slip stitch over. Typical lace stuff. In fact, that's the row I'm starting up on here. How many do you have? Trying to get your blanket? You have it plural there, works in progress, right? I used to crochet Afghans like crazy. And then, of course, I've given that up pretty much. Haven't done one for a long time. I was always using commercial yarn though. Uh-oh. I dropped my... I dropped a stitch marker. It probably went on the floor. Nope, there it is, right there. I count. It makes it so easy to know that something happened. I mean, you know, that if there's only the 12 stitches, you could checking each time if you got 12 in between. I don't count all the time, but it really is easy to figure out if something's off. And it's usually a yarn over that's off. As well as once you know the repeat of the 12 stitches, the pattern for the 12 stitches, and it don't work out, you know you got a problem. Alright, I need a break. I definitely need a break. Oh, about halfway through my repeats here. So Kay has an orange and black monstrosity, a crocheted blanket for my niece that I mostly just need the head done and some assembly. Oh, okay. A cotton blanket I think just needs sewing up. Well, that's why, right? All those things are like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to knit. I want to crochet. All right. Rows 6 and 7 is a purl 3 together. Not of the whole row, but that's its main thing of interest. And that's what I said, where it's the back row here. Actually, this is the front. It, very, very hard to tell back from front. Except the things bubble up, right? Let me see. They bubble up on both sides. So I think that this could go one of those things that you could wear either way if you have your ends tucked in. Don't have any ends sticking out. Yep, this is purl 3 together. Purl 4, yarn over, purl 1. Yarn over, purl 4. And that's the end of the 12 stitches. Hey Jimmy, hi Sock Wizard. Here, Pretzel took away my little pattern thing. Can you go to Ravelry? I can show it to you. A link on Ravelry. Oop, got a spot right. It's called Smoke, and it's out of Blackwash Mountain. Mill spun yarn. I didn't spin it. Bought it from a breeder. And this here is draped over on the side, but I did it just so you can see a little bit of the fact that it's lacy. And this is the back, and I'm working on the front right now. It's very blocky. The only thing that's different on the front is it should have a little bit of a neckline. It really is a pretty pattern. I really like it. And it's gonna qualify for Shave 'em to Save 'em because I bought the yarn through a breeder and she sent the sticker, and it's gonna qualify for Stash Down. So, double win. There's a little over 500 yards in the back. What you up to today, Sock Wizard? Try and stay cool. Excuse me. Oh, you only have a few more rounds left on your shawl. That's good. And they're very big rounds. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw her knit along. Yeah, when you get a shawl that big, you have to do a row a day or something like that, you know what I mean? It just... I don't know. This is 158 stitches in a row, and that just seems about the right, perfect amount. You know how some people do socks at 60 stitches, 64 stitches, whatever. I think this is my sweater amount. Meanwhile, you're listening to music. Oh, okay. For the what's OST? Composing Jam. Okay. Everybody who participated is supposed to rank the other submissions, and at the end we'll see who got the highest ratings. Oh, I hope you do well too. That's exciting. I am so happy you're doing your music. I love music. I love the fact that you're making music. I just think that's really great. And that you're, real committed to it right now. Original soundtrack. Okay. Usually for a game. Okay. Awesome. I have to admit, though, when I play a game, I most always turn the music off. Sorry. But that's the truth. It's usually because I have something else on. You were prompted to create tracks for an imaginary game, okay, and mine was based on the story of The Lord of the Rings, with a little more focus on relationships and less on the whole epic war between good and evil thing. Okay, like friendship, Frodo and Gandalf, and yeah. It's interesting to hear that as a, your theme and how you translate that into music. That's fine. Welcome back. Reminds me, very old TV show. Welcome back. I can't sing it. I think I will try and see if there's anybody to raid. I'm practicing raiding because the Turtle Fleece Twitch team is going to have raid trains. And I have to practice. I'm serious about this because the Tuesday evening I raided and totally forgot to shut my stream off. So there was, at least the 20-25 minutes on the end of my stream that I was watching another stream, and it's the full face. I had switched to the full face, so it is like side view, nothing but side view while I'm spinning and watching this show with headphones on, and I can't take that off, right? You can't edit these streams. I could make a highlight of the first part of the stream. I could do that. But I was like, I am so embarrassed. I can't believe I did that. So, I have myself a little note right here now. I made a note. I felt my age. I felt like, oh, now that's just a real senior citizen thing to do. So, yeah. We'll see if we can find somebody to read. Give me practice. No, it was just totally unintentional. I was busy at first chatting with who we rated, and I'm sure I'm not the only streamer who's done it too. I did it once, very very early in my streams, and hubby came in. I was watching something. I was like, "Oh, come watch this," and he's standing behind me watching it. Yeah, not the first time. But I haven't been in the habit of raiding very much, and I want to get in that habit because even if it's not a raid train, if I stream and I want to see if I can catch other crafters during that time. It's just a good thing to do. I'm still debating, and it's going to be 10,000 or greater. So it's a question of whether 10,000, 12, or 15. I should just put it in 15 and be over and done with it. But that's because they say anybody who spins, you end up, with a lot of yardage. So I figured that I just probably will do that. I haven't declared yet because I have yet to have a finished project. I think I will ply the Jacob yarn, and that'll count. So I'll be posting something here in the next day or two. This will have 1,000, and I go in yards, but yards in 1K are close. I'll do the actual meters, kilometers when I figure it out, but I always just think in yards. But and the rug is big, and then I have the intention of spinning a sweater spin for Tour de Fleece as my main goal. So I should have quite a bit of yardage. mean, that's what I thought at first too. I was, I'll just go for 5K. And then I started thinking about, because Stash Dash is such a long time, it's the whole summer. And that's a long time. If it was just like the 3 weeks at Tour de France, I couldn't get that much. It has opened my eyes to getting things finished, and I was looking at my where I have my sewing box, and I have a pair of pants that need hemmed, and I was like, but no, I'm not going to count that. It's just that I'm in the mood to finish things, right? It has put me in that frame of mind, and that's a good thing. Those poor pair of pants have sat there for almost a year because I have to actually cut them off. They are that long. I basically wear petite, and they are very long. Well, I gotta get the ironing board out, I gotta measure an inseam, I gotta blah blah blah, so I haven't done it yet. Meanwhile, a pair of nice brown dress pants have sat on top of my sewing box forever. That's a good start, for sure, yes. Yeah, you gotta be working on a bigger project like the shawl or sweater or whatever. The socks give you about 300, about 300. You have to have a lot of socks to make the 5K. I have a pair of socks from Sock Madness this year that are way too long in the foot, and I need to tear the. I put I knew they were going to be, and I put a line through, to hold the stitches, and went on and knit it. I'm having a senior moment. I can't think of the word, but I can go back to that, pick up the stitches, and then make it shorter. So I think that counts. It's going to be a fair amount of knitting still. Yeah, well, you'll have to finish up your yarn, and then you can measure it. See, I had started the Jacob when Stash Dash started. So the Jacob is the first that I had anything on the bobbin, with the exception of the Ashford. My Ashford Traditional I hardly ever spin on. And I have a bobbin of Cormo on there. So I would have to do enough to ply it and measure it off. And then I would clear that bobbin. Yes, that's what I do with my bobbins too. I weigh my bobbins for the same reason. Then you weigh it with your fiber, with your single on there, and you know. Now, Team Twitch wants you have clear bobbins, so I couldn't count anything on the Ashford for Twitch. I probably only will spin on the Ashford on challenge days, because it is such a challenge to get that wheel to not be cantankerous. I'm glad it's starting late June. We have a lot going on in June. But I don't have as much going on after that, so the timing is pretty good for me to get a fair amount done and not be traveling, except we may end up going to my mom's during that time. That's alright, I can take my Nano. And knitting. I can always take stuff to my mom's because we drive. I have lots of room in the car. Yay, Nano. I know. I love it. Even my husband I have it in here, you know, and he comes in and he looks at what I've been spinning. He says, boy, that looks really nice. I said, it is really nice. Uh-oh. I got off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over. Knit. Over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I have an extra stitch. No. I'm missing a stitch. I dropped a yarn over. That, I was talking to myself, but I did. I dropped a yarn over. Yeah, I know. Although I'm always not unsure if I'm picking up the right one, but I just figure whatever. Something right below it. Or right between it, really. Right between your stitches. Fuzz up my nose. Usually that only happens when I'm spinning. Okay, gotta move. Oh. Rearrange. Straighten out here. I'm sitting sideways for some reason. Oh, that's really got thinned. I don't know what is wrong with my counter in my head. There are 12 stitches, and I pretty much routinely count uh, the the pattern grouping. So like 4 here, then yarn over, knit 1, yarn over is a grouping. But every once in a while, it's like it doesn't come out right. I have to stop and count the stitches, and the stitches are always 12. My brain wasn't following along. I think that's why when I knit, I just rarely think about anything else, right? Because I'm counting all the time. There are other activities and jobs and things I do around the house where there's lots of thinking time. Mowing's one of them, riding around on the mower, but not knitting. Got ahead of myself. One more. Okay, I am on row 9. That is the first half of the total pattern repeat there. I'll repeat the 9 rows again, but we can see here I got my scallops going. Don't fall off there. Got a little bit of a bubble forming there. Can't see that very well. Oh, for Pete's sakes, it is raining again. Oh, it's been some wet week. Oops. Lost track here. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a yarn over and then 4. I let my mind wander. I'm going to stop. Since this is the one repeat, the 9 rows, I'm going to stop here when I get done. That's what I usually do anyway when I sit and knit. Sometimes I do half of it. Sometimes I do the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 rows. Okay, I think I forgot my purl 3 together here. Got way too many stitches left. I'm getting tired. It's getting time to stop. When you have to start thinking, time for a break. Oh, I did my 3. Huh, okay. What's going on here? I must have missed one of the slip one, knit two together, pass, slip stitch over on the last row. But this is where the yarn over goes. So I've got that, that's still right. Almost done. You would think I could count to 4. Only did 3. Alright. Okay. Yay. Good knitting. Good knitting. Good knitting. I like that. I'm happy with getting started on the next one. I want to get it done. I want to wear it. All right. Excuse my face here a little bit while I look at Twitch. Let's see who is streaming. I've got a Pride resin coaster. Miss Crafty Lady is doing a 12-hour stream with breaks. She might be on a break. Potomac Beads is doing jewelry. Keyboard Makers. So Passion is doing cross stitch. I like her. I like all these. They're all. There's a painter. A lot of people on.
chicken sandwich from McDonald's.
Have you taken a bite yet? I want to eat it.
Look, Cat.
It's new. I'm excited.
The first bite is always best. Is it crispy?
It's crispy.
Is it juicy?
It's juicy.
I'm checking
It's
out
spicy. So
Miss
good.
Crafty.
Feast yourself, okay?
And I'm going through the ads here. Another 11 seconds.
Oh, it's so tender.
So
You know how that
good.
goes. Oh,
Try the
yum.
new crispy
It's
chicken
McDonald's.
sandwich today.
I'm hungry. Oh, she's working with clay. Looks like. Shall we go give her a chicken sandwich ad? Yeah. Progress made. Okay, we are going to go raid Miss Crafty, and I will try very hard to turn my stream off, and then I'll join you there. Oh, not question mark. All right, it's intended for mature audiences. Are you guys ready? See you later. See you Sunday.